Anita's playing with Savannah and Luna. I've come to the Somerset Rural Life Museum, and it's in Glastonbury. Just paid my entrance, which entitles me to an annual pass, so I can come back anytime I like for the next year, which is great. And well, we're just going to investigate. At the beginning of our tour, we're just going to the toilet. And yeah, it's a very rural toilet. You've got, looks like his and hers and babies. And little paraffin lamp, just in case it gets a bit dark. So outside the door, we've got the old water pump there. We've got a sink, and then we've got a tub which we can do the washing in, possibly a milk churn. We're going to move into the, looks like the kitchen. Table's already set. I hope that's Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire pottery on there. Looks very nice. Jam tarts and bread. See what people have got in their larder. Just hanging on this side. There's a bedpan that to keep your bed warm. You don't need an electric blanket. Just put the old ashes in there. Side here we've got a rug beater. Let's have a look in the pantry, just see what sort of stuff they've got in there. Well, we're in Somerset, so you'd expect there to be some apples. Everybody, oh, and there's some birds ready for plucking. And here's a little, we didn't have fridges in those days, so we've got a box here which has got a mesh on the front to stop the flies getting in. Cooking to be done on there. We've got an oven to the side there. We've got a couple of places on the top where you can do your cooking. You've got a fire underneath to keep the whole place warm. And it's powered by coal, that black stuff. Many of the older places had cellars down which you could store things, keep things cool. But this one at the Abbey Farm is actually used for storing cider barrels. This is the John Bryant exhibition of music, mud and mayhem, who's been photographing the Glastonbury Festival over the years. So we've got photos here dating back from 1998. So on the side you can see Robbie Williams, that great Port Vale supporter. Some that I won't recognise. David Bowie, you'd like to have seen him. Sadly no longer with us.
Which one? What's that one? What's that one? That one is Paul Weller.
Amy Winehouse, her voice, Shirley Bassey, my goodness. 2007.
That is Mick Jagger.
Bit dirty. Coming around here, Iggy Pop.
Which one? What's that one?
Leonard Cohen.
What's that one? Beyonce.
Neil Young.
No, that's what's that one? What's this one? Beyonce. What's that one?
Slash.
What's this one?
Shakira.
That's the guy from Smile.
Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
A bit of a lighting issue here. There we are. Some of these I just don't know. Liam Gallagher up there. John London, Stranglers. Rolling Stones, Elvis Costello. Stoke-on-Trent. The former Lemmy from Motorhead, getting no longer with us. Celebrations and big part of Somerset life, and these are some of the poles that will be used for that celebration. Interesting gargoyles here. Well, I recognise the drum, and I guess that's a banjo, but I really haven't got a clue what that is. Guess that's a euphonium, and then another big drum, and cross between a bugle and a trumpet and a cornet. This lovely banner from the Stevington Friendly Society. Oh, a lot of pottery here. There's a man from the pottery. We've always got to admire that. Somerset is not only known for its apples and cider, it's also known for its cheese. And this is a £50 cheddar cheese mould. That's a lot of cheese. Now, in the school days, I don't go as far back as the abacus, but we did use them, I think, more to play with than to use. But the school bell used to be rung in my playground to signal the end of playtime. I don't think I ever looked like that in a school photograph. This desk has drawn my attention, because that is exactly the sort of desk on a slightly larger scale that I would have used at school. Well, certainly at high school. Primary school may be the same sort of desk, but there were double desks. This one is a single desk, which I had at high school, and the seats here lift up, so you can get in, sit down. When the teacher told you could sit down, and in the desk you could store all your things. And because we were changing classrooms at high school, we used to put a padlock on them so that other people couldn't open them. Rather lovely doll's house. Got to be an inspiration. And above we've got a horse and carriage, and a display of lots and lots of really finely made toys there. I'm guessing a lot of these will be made from metal, made from tin, cast and then painted, probably by hand. Certificates of merit. I think I never got one of those in all my school life. And the big school bell. We were talking the other day to the children about the story of Noah and his ark. And there's an ark, and above we've got the animals that went in 2 by 2. The lion, giraffe, the kangaroo. There we are. Lots and lots of animals, all fitting in the ark. I'm not sure they'd fit in that one though. Many of you know that I'm deaf. Maybe this is what I should have. This is actually Evelyn Moore's telescopic ear trumpet. Looks like fun. Some works of art here. Glastonbury Tor featured as a chess piece. William Kingston, well known farmer who was farmed this area. Beliefs and religion played a really big part here in Somerset and probably in the rest of England in the 16th, 1700s. Saints and superstitions in Somerset. Traditional community folk belief and the religion taught in the church or school were of equal importance. They existed side by side. So a green Christmas makes a full churchyard. In my dreams, I hope to see the lad who is to marry me. On St. David's Day, put oats and barley in the clay, blackthorn out white, sow day and night. A wet Good Friday and a wet Easter Day make plenty of grass, but very little hay. Ghosts never appear on Christmas Eve. Did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountain green? And was the Holy Lamb of God on England's pleasant pastures seen? That was William Blake, around about 1808. And on the left here is actually a pig's heart. It's got the letters MD inscribed on one side of the pig's heart. And next to it is a mummified pig's heart. And below, there's the mummified cat. Horseshoes upright to keep in the luck. It's a gruesome exhibit. Always been fascinated by tools, and indeed I've actually used quite a few of these, including the anvil down below in my school days. Never actually to make horseshoes, but to make things like chisels and screwdrivers. Lots of more woodworking type tools used here by the wheelwright and the carpenter. I think some of those saws up there looks like some that my dad would have had, or even the planes actually. And the bracing bit there for drilling holes. Certainly the planes at the bottom there. My dad used to have those. Both my mother and my grandmother had Singer sewing machines. They were on the landing of the house and used frequently. Even I used to use them, but not quite as old as this particular model. I think the model we've just been looking at would be more at home in a saddler's or glove maker's, more of an industrial situation, or even making the shoes. I can never understand why at home my father would have the metal lasts like this, but he did. We've never been involved with shoes, but he managed to get hold of those somewhere. Sadly, I don't have them. They've gone now. Here we are now at the butcher's, so I'm not sure about the big axe up there, but certainly the cleaver down here, the meat cleaver, is something. We used to have one of these, they're almost identical to that. And again, why my dad should have had such a thing, I really don't know. We never had the wood blocks like that, but he used to use it more for chopping sticks to put on the fire. And the old bicycle. Washboard and dolly top. The washboard itself would be made out of wood normally, and the dolly tub is galvanised zinc, and the implement that's inside is actually a dolly which you use to shake up your clothes, put your clothes in there, some water, some soap, and that's how you would clean them. And once you want finished, you'd stick them through the mangle would dry them. So this one's come from Army and Navy Co-op Society, Westminster. I don't think we ever had a manual mangle. We used to have an electric one though attached to our washing machine. And certainly used to have tubs like this. I remember as a child having a bath in one of those. Ours was white and enamelled though. Before the days of electric irons, I think it was a very, very early electric iron. And these were the sort of things that you put on your coal-fired cooker, and that would warm them up, and then you could do the ironing. And this is sort of an early invention of a vacuum cleaner. But more, you just dust the dough, hang the rugs on the washing line and beat them with a rug beater. There's a picture of a lady doing her washing. Here's the dolly in the dolly tub. That's the dolly that goes with it. All that, of course, now is done by modern machinery. I think the way prices are rising of energy, maybe we need to go back to something like this. An old doctor's bag inside there that would have everything you needed to make you better when they came to visit you. A locker from the workhouse. So they've got top has got his shoes, he's got his bedpan, and bottom has got the shirt. The wealthy at the time, the clergymen, the squire, the farmers, well, they could afford to have their portraits painted. The general public, of course, would probably not. The fine clothes that were worn by people such as here. This is a lovely painting. The poacher's equipment, traps to catch small and big beasts. Some guns. That's what working on the land used to be like. Old milk churn, milk buckets.
Catch the foxes and the rabbits.
Over here, these actually measuring the milk.
That's to make the cheese. Yeah.
Old milk bottles. Actually, a cheese making vat. The old signs. And then we've got the cheese press. It is described as a cake breaking machine. This machine was made by Denning and Company, agricultural engineers of Chard, and it was operated by hand to crush cattle cake, a concentrated feed shaped into blocks or cakes. Some of the other tools that we've got. Interesting piece of equipment. This is a feeder. It's a stoneware jar that was used to feed lambs. The milk was put in and the lambs could suck from that. A whole range of other tools and implements on the side there. Some rather fine paintings. Some more modern ways of milking. This is from the mid-1900s, where you've got a vacuum system set up for the milking. And we've got bees. This is a turnip chopper. Turnip chopper. Fine banner from the agricultural workers union here. And just down below here, we've got a seed spreader. And a seed drill next to it. I'm a bit of a fan of anything steam, and there's a lovely traction engine. Some scythes. And this is a stationary engine, 5 horsepower. Some scales for weighing stuff. Nowadays we're doing less of this and we're more harvesting the sun. Solar panels. Big plough that one is. That's an even bigger spade. Some more heavy farm machinery, and over this side we've got some really heavy farm machinery. This one is a big cider press. Some wooden saws there. And over here we've got the basket work. Very traditional in this area. So you can have your basket to keep your fruit in, to keep your coal in, or even to keep you in when you're dead and gone.